Welcome to another episode of Trucker Talk. My man George, man, what's going on, my brother? Summer, man, spring. Well, just well, um, I'll,
Yeah, I know. I was like, touch my
give
mic
you
there.
start.
No, let's go with it. We're gonna roll with this.
I was like, wait a minute.
Excuse me, y'all.
All right, let's try this again.
I'm old. I'm older.
But yeah, so the weather, man, it's right. Well, it's spring. Spring is here. We had a
Yeah.
spring forward, but we still got this whole month to get through. So
Yep.
it's going. We're gonna get through it though, man. But so you've been doing all right.
Oh man, I've been good. Doug.
How's
Really
life been
good.
for you?
Life is good.
Okay. At sermon today, man. Again, uh, my strange addiction. We in this new series at Heart and Soul.
Pastor Austin.
Uh, what Annie did this morning, I thought that was pretty
Oh, that was awesome.
clever, man. Because a lot of people don't really know about Chat GPT.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm learning. I'm learning from you.
but Chat GPT and these AI different, these apps and stuff,
Mhm.
just like Google. I'm teaching the kids about my Google point that I have, and you can say, "Hey Google, play." Like for example, last night I was in one of them. I had trouble sleeping last night, so I'm laying in the bed and it's like 11:30, and I'm just like, "Hey Google, put it on rain sounds." So I had the rain sounds going. Then I'm trying to go to sleep. Then I was just like, "Hey Google, put it on thunderstorm sound." So I hope it don't. Hey Google, cancel. But so I would say that, and hey Google, cancel. See, I can't do that when I'm done, when I'm talking, but
It's too scary for
so
me.
I did. So I did that last night. So I'm laying in the bed like this, and I'm just like, but my paranoia, because like I said, 'cause I'm in the house, I'm being by myself. I can't hear everything that's going on in the house. So I'm like, nah, I can't sleep. I can't sleep in peace like that. So I had to shut the sounds off, man. So, but yeah, it's pretty. The sermon today, he delivered,
Yep.
and I had a couple. Well, I had a bathroom. I had a bathroom break with the kids, so I missed a couple things. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but from what I heard, it was pretty good. He had some good points and stuff. But safety tip of the day. Um, it's been raining the past couple of days, so I would just say increase your following distance and pay attention because when I had the kids, we was on our way to O'Reilly today, and there was this truck, and me, I gotta maybe it's just being a truck driver. Somebody go past me like 100 miles an hour. I'm not say nothing bad because I got the kids in the car, but I'm like, where are you going? Like it's
Yeah, I know.
pouring the rain. He's going 100 miles an hour. He's just shooting around people. I'm just thinking he must be in a hurry, So I said something. The kids, they like, yes, they looking up, and I said he ain't got no reason.
But you see it all. The sad thing, we see it all the time. Because you and I both drive a lot, and you
Right.
see all these behaviors. It's like you're gonna
Crazy.
be late. You're gonna be late. If you hit and have an accident, that could be a fatality. That's worse than being late to me.
Right. People don't think about that, but I see, driving at night, I see a lot of things.
Well, you see a lot of stuff on your text me or your car and say, "Hey, there's a tractor trailer on the side of the road, leaning against the guardrail. There's a car over in the medium,
car.
face down."
But as soon as it starts raining, and this is it never fails. As soon as it starts raining, I see accidents, and I'm
Yeah.
just thinking,
What happened?
I don't know. I just
The mentality of rain, we got to go faster.
because you're gonna hydro. If for one, you're gonna hydroplane. If your tires when they ain't touching the ground, when you hydroplaning, you ain't got no control until
You're
the
on ice.
tires
Yeah.
touch the pavement again. And people don't understand that. So if you ever driving in a fast lane and you get to, you feel your car, your tires gotta hit the pavement again before you steer it. So some people they freak out. So when you turn that steering wheel,
You done.
as soon as them tires hit the pavement, wherever that steering wheel,
Jesus take
That's
the
what
wheel.
causes.
Yep. Jesus take the
well, you say Jesus take the wheel all you want, but you better hold that steering wheel straight. That's all I got to say. But yeah, so today, Have you ever met someone who seemed perfect at first, but later realized they was carrying emotional baggage you never saw coming? This episode is going to be speaking to me in a way because I can relate. So
We all can.
sometimes the heaviest things people carry aren't visible at first. So today we're going to dive into unforeseen baggage. So when I talk about that, I'm talking about past relationship trauma, childhood wounds, trust issues, financial struggles, and mental health battles. And me and a good friend of mine, he says what he says, but mental illness, mental health, people don't really understand. People battle stuff, and I'm talking about it's. I make sure I say it internally. It's inside of you, and people don't really, unless you know what a person's going through, you can't really judge them, and you can't give them a pill. You can't. You can smoke, drink, do all that. It ain't gonna fix it until they work on what's bothering them or start to even touch the problem. It's still gonna be there. I can attest to that. So fear of abandonment, some people when it comes to relationships, some people they deal with that too. So many people don't intentionally bring baggage into relationships. It comes from unhealed experiences.
Yep.
So have you ever, well, I know you got some friends, but I'm just saying, so as far as, I mean, I talked to a lot of people, and so the past relationship trauma, like I can relate to, childhood wounds, trust issues, financial struggles, and mental health battles. So as far as you, and like I said, I talked to different people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had a conversation with somebody and they may have told you a story about.
Yep. In Cole, we kind of both had the same personality when it comes to that. Cause for some reason, we listen to people more than we talk to people.
Right.
And, you learn quite a bit and find out that people do come with baggage. And then, even first of the week when we decided to do this, you said, what's going to be the topic? And I got to think about some things. Like, well, what about unforeseen baggage? Which something, the individual can't see it, so you don't think about it. And I proposed a question to you. It's like, well, I think baggage comes, everybody probably has some type of baggage that they bring along, regardless of how the severity of it. But at the same time, my question is, or my thought is, what do you do once you see those unforeseen issues starting to pop up? How do you deal with it? How do you address those things? Do you leave that person, or do that baggage becomes put in the closet? We don't want to deal with it right now. I got my own stuff to deal with.
Yeah, but you saying that, but how if you put it in the closet, how long do you leave it in the closet?
That's it. That's it. That's the next question. That's the next question. So that's why we kind of like said unforeseen. I think baggage is sometimes it just never gets taken care of because
never get addressed.
We just push it back because the average person, well, I got my own stuff. I got my own problems to deal with. I can't deal with yours and mine. As we talked before, communicating. I mean, at some point that conversation has to be had. Correct. Or to address those issues on both sides. If you don't, it's just going to magnify.
It'll magnify. And on to the next thing, how baggage shows up. And
my goodness.
Here's the thing. I can say I've done this. Overreacting to small issues, difficulty trusting others. That's me. Emotional walls. That's me. Fear of commitment.
That's you. Yeah, go ahead and say that's you too.
That's me. So avoiding communicate. I'm a communicator. I'm a communicator. So
and that's a skill you have to really practice doing continuously because it makes a difference. Trust me, I know I've been there, and I tell you all the time, I'm a lot older than all of our friends, so I got twice the experience, twice the problems I've had. So if I already, you don't have to Google it, man. Just come asking me, and I can tell you this is where this is going if it don't get fixed. Because I've been there, I know. So yeah, you got to communicate those things, and it is. Talk about this all the time. It's where we are though.
The experience is the best teacher, but you've been there, so. But yeah, and then sometimes what looks like attitude is actually pain. And I'm gonna say that again.
That's a good one.
I've never thought about that way until I read this morning. Sometimes what looks like attitude is actually pain. So I wrote when I wrote that down, I was thinking about myself with just, and I'm talking like I'm gonna go back 6 years ago. You know, when I was the job that I was working at, it was a high demand and stressful job. And I had a couple of friends of mine. They tell me, they said, "Man, you was always on the edge. You was always snappy. You was always." And to me, I never looked at it that way because, you know, as long as I was going to work, I was paying my bills, and I was like existing in life.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at it that way. I just knew I had to take care of what I had to take care of.
It was also a pattern for you. It was normal
Yeah, it
style
was
or
normal.
pattern.
Yeah. So it seemed like as long as work and stuff was going and everything was going, I was cool. And my main priorities, you know, was my son, paying my
Yep.
bills, making sure he didn't have no car issues. I make sure I didn't have no car issues. My
Provider.
mom, and so that was like my main concern, and that was all I focused on. So yeah, I can see myself, you know, my attitude actually, you know, it was actually pain from things that
Mhm.
from things I dealt with in I say my younger adulthood. I won't say, I can say childhood, but younger
Right.
adulthood going up into, you know, my 40s. So, but I'm gonna ask the listeners, you know, what baggage am I carrying? You know, have I healed from my past? And those like some things I ask myself. You know, what baggage? And I can I can I can write a book on the baggage that I'm carrying. And as far as have I healed from my past, I'm still working on healing
Yeah.
from my past. And to be honest with you, you really can't completely. I don't care what anybody's. I'm not a therapist. I'm like I said, this is us having a conversation.
Yes.
But I've been in therapy for 2 years. But things that I've learned is, you know, your triggers and your traumas and your stuff that you deal with that has bothered you. You know, they get lessened. As far as the sensitivity, they get real. It's real light. So
Yeah.
when it comes again, or depending on the person or what you facing and what you dealt with, that trigger becomes, you know, a whole lot smaller the more you work on it. You don't work on it, you're gonna be like a ticking time bomb.
Yep. Just waiting to just snap because again, internal releasing of that, all that stuff that's pinned up. So the least
Correct.
little trigger, there it
All
goes.
trigger. Like I said, I see it. People that's you know, people that's older than me, and it's like, and I'm at a point where I've been working on myself so much. I just sit back and I'm watching people and I'm looking at people's behaviors and I'm just thinking, I'm just like kids, like, okay, they dealing with this, they
Mm,
dealing with that. So I kind of just fall back when it comes to certain individuals. And I'm at a point where I don't, not saying I don't want no drama, no trouble, but I keep myself
right.
I guess I wouldn't say a safe place, but I know what to respond to and what not to respond
Yep.
to.
Makes sense.
Because people, you got to be. It's 2026. You got to be careful what you
Yeah.
respond to. I ain't no was it Billy whatever. I ain't nobody like that, and I ain't trying to beat everybody up because I ain't built like that.
No, and it's pointless to do that because that doesn't really change anything.
It don't. But you got some people out here. They
The
think
thinking
they
it
so
does.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They pull. You know, they like I'm strapped. I got this. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, yeah, go ahead and pull that out and see what happens. I mean, it sounds good.
I was had the same thing. But
Same
like I say,
thing.
even going back to that, we talk about, the struggles that people have of that unforeseen baggage.
Hmm.
I think that and just listen to people, a lot of it sometimes is the lack of communication when that baggage pops up. And I
Right.
think the opposite person don't know how to deal with it because maybe that baggage came to them unexpectedly. And normally what people will know my experience of listening to people is like, I didn't know they were like that. Or
Right.
I didn't know going on. I didn't know it was that bad. They're like, this is what I didn't know it was that bad.
Right.
They saw signs, but it's like, but I didn't think it was that bad. So at that point, that's kind of to me, it's like going back to the communicating part of it. You got to sit down and have
That
a
communication.
adult conversation about this, not a finger pointing, but what can we do, or what can I do, what can we do, maybe start getting some maintenance on some of these
Right.
problems that we
I like that
have.
word maintenance.
Yeah, and we both got them. I don't recommend you point directly at that person, say we, because we all want to have our line of baggage because we
Right.
all are human.
We are human. You're right, and we all got baggage. So unhealed baggage. You saying that unhealed baggage doesn't disappear? It shows up in places it doesn't belong.
That's when your arguments start. That's when it comes right there. Yep.
Unhealed baggage doesn't disappear. It shows up in places it doesn't belong.
I jumped the gun on it because that's what we're talking about.
Nah, you good. You good.
Yeah, I knew it.
So when baggage, when baggage affects relationships, so the impact it can cause, miscommunication, trust problems, emotional distance,
Yep.
constant conflict, and equals self-sabotage, and sometimes people push away the love they actually need. And I can tell you from experience, and if somebody's gonna watch this episode, they be like, yeah, you did me like it. but I did. I'll admit to it, I did, because there again, I was dealing with some things, and people, you can, like I said, sometimes you can push away. Sometimes you can push away the love that you actually need. And me, I'm the type of person. I'll fight it. I'm just like, no. And like, I'll keep fighting it, man. And I shouldn't. But as I've gotten older, I'm not gonna say I embrace it, but
maintenance.
I try to understand it.
Yeah.
And then I sit back and I observe it, and then I break it down, and I'm like, okay, because I don't want to leave. No, I don't never want. I'll never. I ain't younger. I ain't like I used to be, but I don't ever want to leave nobody on, and I will be straightforward and honest with you and be like, look, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't need to get nothing out of anybody.
Yeah.
But you got some people, they'll pacify you, they'll use you, and they will, they'll cause you some more trauma.
Yeah.
So how to handle some people's baggage? You got to talk about the balance, So the healthy responses is you show empathy, you communicate honestly. This word keeps coming up. You set boundaries, you encourage healing, then you protect your peace. So saying those things, it's like, well, this is all under the same same umbrella, but you have to be an I don't want to say partner or hurt. But how would you say it when you're with
other
or significant other? That sounds better.
Yes.
You got to be an understanding significant other. And so you show empathy and just, you communicate honestly. And it's like you have to, you got to have that listening ear. Because sometimes what I've seen in, I don't say in some of my past relationships, but in other people's relationships is that communication is not there. If you're not willing to listen and hear somebody out, it's just it's a constant fighting and arguing, and nothing gets resolved.
And it becomes also, from that same umbrella of speaking, that does come into, you don't point fingers. You listen with honesty and genuinely listening to their problems.
Right.
And it helps that person out, because now there comes an emotional bond with that. Not just saying, well, you this, that, and other. Also, might be a problem, some of the issues as well. And you haven't brought those out.
I like how you said that emotional bond, because people need that, and some people said emotionally available.
Yes.
A lot of people are not emotionally available. They check out. Once they check out,
done. And we had this conversation about a month ago about
yes.
I said, yes. And that's what I brought up. I said, emotionally, it's done. It's over. And once it's emotions out of it,
emotions done, it's gone.
About it.
I've been there. I've checked out plenty of times. I have, so I can say. But compassion doesn't mean coming. It says compassion doesn't mean carrying someone else's emotional luggage forever. I'm gonna say that again. Compassion doesn't mean carrying someone else's emotional luggage forever. Emotional luggage, man. That's a
tough one too, because that goes back to what you said. How long do you travel that path?
But carrying somebody else's emotional luggage, how long? It's like how long? Because what I've learned, and I was telling a friend of mine this today when I was talking to her on the phone, just like I told you the other week, a friend of mine,
Mhm.
he was carrying something, and I was like, man, why didn't you reach out? You
Yeah.
know, and so in the same breath, and well, same sense, you know, he hit me up. What's today's Sunday? He hit me up Saturday morning, and he was on one, man.
Mm.
Just like, oh, he was on one. He told me he had listened to some M&M, so he called me up. I'm driving down the road, and he's like, man, I got something for you. I'm like, hit me with it, hit me with it. I don't know if you're ready for it. I said, hit me with it. Come on, man, hit me, man. He hit me with something, man, and it was something that I needed to hear because I told him we need to talk more in the mornings
Mhm.
because I really, when I started night shift, I would try to. It's certain times I would try to call him, but he's on a different schedule.
Yeah.
But I said no. I said I need to talk to you because the way you talk to me, the way you deliver messages to me, and just like you don't beat around the bush.
Well, I do a little bit.
No, you don't. I can ask you a question, and it ain't even you ain't e- you don't even. Not saying you ain't nice about it, but you don't even
Well, I don't sugarcoat. I put some sprinkles on it
you
though.
don't even do nothing because you hit me. And I'm just like, and I try to. You like no, just stop. I'm just like you don't even try to. So he hit me. He never hit me like that, but he hit me hard, man, and he got me fired up though. So,
That's funny.
but I needed that, and I told him
Yeah.
I was like, man, I love you. I said I appreciate you. I said you made me. I said I needed to hear that because
It's the
like
honesty. It's the sincere honesty.
yes,
I don't. I'm not going. I watched a movie one time. I think it was called A Legion,
Legion,
uh,
okay,
and it was about angels and whatever. But anyway, he said, "I tell you what you not what you want to hear."
that's what you do.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to pacify your the
You
emotion.
know,
I hear your emotions. I feel them, but I'm not going to pacify them. I'm trying to pull you by that hole. I'm not going to just cover you up with a nice soft blanket. No,
correct.
I'm going to throw it on you like it is, and my bad.
Yeah, you gonna say my bad? You just said. I'm just like I just learned to just not even. I don't even get my feelings about them. I quit doing that years ago because you hit me right in the stomach anyway. I'm not. I don't even care. I'm like whatever. So, but no. So one of the things I was battling with, 3 weeks ago, and some of the drivers they caught on to it. Like they called me, and I was just battling because I got to that point to where the night shift started getting to me. So I started job hunting, looking for other jobs. And that one particular day, like I was so, like I don't know, it just hit me. So I'm driving down the road and I'm like making really good money. I got money in the bank. I got money in my savings account. Life is life is good. But when I get up in the morning or when I get off in the mornings, at one point when I first started this job, I was walking them 5 miles a day. So that kind of broke it up. And then it got cold.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the gym. So then I started going to the gym, and then it got cold, then it got started getting dark
Yeah.
earlier. And I was like, okay. So I kept my thing is I kept adjusting.
Yes.
I kept, I hung in there, but then what really bothered me was I got to that point to where I would get off early in the mornings. I call my mom every day. So if I get off too early, her and Malia taking a nap, Marcel at school. So I can't catch them. So then I'll call them about 1, 2 o'clock. So I might catch him if she ain't up cooking, whatever. And then I would call my son about 11. Sometimes we start 11, 11:30. I call him. He may be hit or miss, but then we'll have a conversation.
Mhm.
So it got to that point to where it was like nobody, like,
Yeah.
you isolated, quiet. And so when I first started out the job, I was I had happy thoughts. I was
Yeah.
dealing
Oh, yeah. And
with everything. And then, man, the devil came out of nowhere. And I had a therapy session one time, and me and in the counselor we was talking, we talked about something from my past, and man, you talking about being convicted. Like
Mm.
I was driving down the road, and the devil he just grabbed me, and I was thinking, I'm talking about when he grabbed me, it was just like I was like, whoa, and he started working in my mind. So The more he worked on my mind, the deeper I fell.
Mm.
And I got to that point to where I was just like, man. And so one of my defense mechanisms from the past, what I'm not going to do now is I would kind of just hide it, kind of just stay away from people and just kind of figure out how I'm a battle, how I'm a figure it out. Cause I'm like, man, I'm a grown man. I'm gonna figure it out. I
Right.
never had to run home after a fight, or people say I gotta run home to my mom and dad.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that, so I've never done that. So, I got to a point that I was like, you know what, I need some help. Like, I need help. I need to reach out to my friends. So, so with Jason, I would talk to him in the mornings and just, hey man, I started being honest with him. Then I started being honest with other coworkers, and finally, I that one night it was just quiet all night, and I was like, do I want to continue to make this really good money, be alone, have money in the bank, or do I need to make a change for my mental health? Because in my head, my mind started slipping because I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, I ain't taking no trips or anything like that or enjoying my money. So about 3 weeks ago, I made that decision, and
Yep.
I applied for another job, and I actually put my notice in 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for O'Reilly giving me the opportunity, but in the same sense, me and another person had this conversation. You get to a point, you know, with as far as thinking about things, it's either going to be about the money or it's going to be about your mental health. So you get to choose, pick and choose. And some people, they're going to pick the money.
Yeah.
They'll pick, I don't want to say everybody, because depending on people's living circumstances and situations, they might pick the money. But me, I was chasing money back in my early 20s.
Yep.
You still got people chasing money now, but at the end of the day, you can't take the money with you. I
Yeah.
made that my go ahead.
Even the mental health thing. When I changed, same company, but I just changed position because
Right,
we was, I told you about it. You go home and because what I was doing was like, yeah, the money's good, the title is good,
right,
but the mental aspect of it wasn't good.
correct.
So I'm fussing and fighting when I get home.
Right.
I'm just because I'm bringing
Bring
it
it home,
home,
yeah,
and you can't shut it off. You cannot. At least
correct.
I couldn't shut it off.
Right,
To save my soul. And I said, you know what, this is not working because I had to come to that come to Jesus moment. Because like
yes,
I'm fighting and arguing with my family for
right,
no reason, and it's like I'm picking stuff to fight about.
correct,
I'm making a war.
right,
I said, you know what, I'm out. I said, I'm gonna change positions, keep the money.
correct,
I want to go back to doing this.
right,
I'm going to be a happier person,
correct,
and that's again happy family. What's the bottom line going to be?
correct. And that's important too, and that's one of the things I got away from, because even when I would get them on the weekends, like my head was just clouded, and I realized I would get agitated like quick.
Remember we talked about that.
Yeah,
And
I
I
would get
told you, I
agitated.
said, hold on, dude.
I remember I could say this, like Malia, she came to the kitchen one time and I got these little balls, or it's like decoration. And Malia, she picked one up. She said, "What is this?"
Yeah.
I looked at her. I said, "You know what that is?" She said, "It's decoration." I said, "I know it's decoration."
Yeah, I mean, what did
And I was
tell
like,
you? What
"You
did I
said she
tell
wanted a
you? She
conversation."
just want to talk
Yeah,
to
she's
you.
like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "You know what it is."
So I had to check. I had to check him again right there. She just want to talk to you.
Yeah, she was like, "What
She
is
just want to
this?"
talk to you. So yeah,
And so I was at that point where I was just like, just in my head, I was like,
yeah,
"Dang, man, I'm agitated about things." So
yeah.
yeah. So I made that change. But yeah, so a personal reflection statement. So times you realize you had baggage, lessons learned from the past, relationships, growth and healing. So um times I realized I had my own baggage. There was well, um, let's see. I'm in the growing and the healing stages right now, but just like I talked about in the past, like, well, just an example that I gave with the whole I'm not gonna use. I just talked about the whole Malia thing. But, when I realized I had my own baggage is when just like now, growing up, well, at 41 years old, trying to date, going into the dating,
Mhm.
you say it's going into the dating game now, and some of the I guess we all stuck on our own principles. We got our own principles and our own morals and stuff.
Yes.
And some things, I mean, some things I do, and other things I just don't do. And I think some of my baggage from the past, I think that kind of hinders me also when it comes to relationships because of that baggage that I carry.
Yep.
So, but I'm gonna use this trucker analogy. So, just like a truck can't move safely without its over, or just like a truck can't move safely when it's overloaded, our lives can't move forward when we carry too much emotional weight.
That works. That works. That works.
I mean, do I need to say it? It just like it's a trucker analogy. So just like a truck can't move safely when it's overloaded, our lives can't move forward when we carry too much emotional weight. Some people do it, some people can't. I mean, I've seen both sides of it. I can see the people that's carrying the emotional weight.
But eventually it comes out.
Crash and burn. You crash and burn.
It's like our episode last time. It's all good until that.
It's all good
word.
until, but
Until.
you will crash and burn.
Yeah.
You will crash and burn. So everyone has baggage. The real question is, are you unpacking it or expecting someone else to carry it?
Wow.
So the closing message, everyone has baggage. We all do. The real question is, are you unpacking it or expecting someone else to carry it? I couldn't expect somebody else. I ain't gonna say I got a lot of baggage, but I carry a lot of but George say he said he said I have a purpose. He's like, your purpose, it's your purpose, it's your purpose.
Yeah.
I carry a lot of other people's baggage.
Yes, you do. And I bring it to you every other day.
I carry a lot of other people's baggage,
Yep.
but as far as I don't expect anybody. I don't expect someone to carry mine as far as that, because I just don't. I don't see. I just don't. So I'm encouraging listeners to reflect, heal, and be mindful of what they bring into other people's lives.
Yeah.
Got to be mindful, man. But it's like, we had this conversation about a friend of yours and the whole moving thing and trying to decide what they're gonna do, and it's like, man,
that's tough. But
when you start, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just going back to, we always bring up the word. You have to have a conversation.
You got to have a conversation. You got to have an open conversation and find out
honest conversation.
What page are you? Are you either on the same page, or you either building together, you're building apart.
Yes.
So, and some people don't realize it. They can be into a relationship, and I've seen it. I've not done it, but they can be in a relationship, for years, and when it comes to them hard decisions and stuff like that, they realize that they wasn't on the same page the whole time. And it may be months, it may be 6-7 months, 1 or 2 years, and
yes,
it's like, what are you doing?
Then you figure out, what do you do at that point? That's the next question. What do you do? But you just have a conversation, and until you have until that conversation is had, nothing gets done. Nothing's going to get done until something gets done.
Right.
Got to start somewhere, and that conversation starts it all. An honest conversation. Not a disagreement, but a conversation of peace. You're just rationally deciding things, or an open dialect is what you got to have.
Right. Got to. So, anything else you want to?
That's it, man. That's like I said, just like you were saying, have the viewers to just reflect on yourself. And I'm a prime believer. Look at myself first. Let me see what I'm doing, not what you do.
Right. I like it. I'll tell you another thing I like, and this is off of the podcast, off of the church, and I know you heard it. Easter Sunday, Arkansas is going to have 4 services. You also heard him say after that, they're going to go to 3 services. I was like, wow.
Well, serving people.
They growing, man.
Yes, growing. It's, and it's a good environment. Like I say, tons of churches out there. Just finding one that you know what to do and just serve someone. You know?
Come to Heart Soul, man. Come
Come to
on,
Heart and
George.
Soul.
Come to Heart Soul,
You know how
man.
I am, I
There's a
said-
lot of churches out there. Come to Heart Soul,
Come
man.
to Heart and Soul.
Hey, we'll
But I also tell you, don't come here expecting to get fixed. You got to fix yourself outside of church. You can come. We're
Well,
gonna help you, but don't expect
they'll
a
help
miracle.
you,
Yeah,
but you always got to work on yourself. If you don't work on what's inside, if you don't, you got to work on yourself.
the me. Got to start with me first.
Something, Leah. So, but yeah, so we're gonna close this out, man. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Hope y'all
Thank
have
you.
a good week.
Oh,
Be
I hope
safe.
everybody set their clocks back or up or whatever you do with them.
Man, it's too late, dude. Well,
Well,
yeah,
they got
you
to
set
work
it forward.
tomorrow.
You got to spring forward,
Yeah.
fall back.
In case somebody forgot. I mean, you never know.
Well,
And all your clocks. I still got 2 clocks I got to set.
I got my wall clocks, my stove, my microwave, my.
I still got 2: the downstairs clock and the clock in the car. I do them.
But I was on the way to church this morning, and I was like, "Dang it!" And I looked at it, and I was like, "Let me go ahead and set it because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up tomorrow night." Well,
There you go.
and
Tomorrow
I'll be all
yeah.
off whack. So I went in and set mine on the way to church. I was like, "Okay." But I hope y'all have a good week, and y'all have a good time.
Appreciate y'all.
Have a good week. Be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
We'll see y'all soon.
It's the drip from me, Strozar.